Welcome back. So recently, guitar tube sensation Tyler Larson of the YouTube channel Music Is Win revealed his total revamp of his guitar lessons platform Guitar Super System, which is essentially a learner's tool for beginner and seasoned guitarists alike. Basically, if you watch his videos and think he's a great guitarist and wouldn't mind taking lessons from him, this is the place for you. He's mentioned the program a good few times on his channel over the years, and I've never really paid much attention to it. It just feels like there's so much free information across the internet, and on YouTube especially, that it just didn't make much sense to pay money for it. It's not that I think lessons are a waste of time, I just mean this format specifically. There's a big difference between sitting in a room with another person, having them actively teach you guitar, versus watching a pre-recorded video of somebody talk the lesson at you, and then you just gotta figure it out from there. But he made a whole big video about it on his channel. He showed off the app, which I thought was pretty neat, and I thought, what could it really hurt? It offers a 7-day free trial. What have I really got to lose? It's always a good thing to learn. And free trial, that's in the budget. That being said, this is going to be an impressions video, obviously. It'd be pretty ludicrous to try and do an in-depth review on something that I only had access to for a week, especially something like this. No matter how good you are, you're not unlocking the secrets of the guitar in a single week. Also, I should mention, I have no idea what the old version of Guitar Super System was like. It could be exactly the same, just with the picture of him with his swanky new blue Stratocaster that he used to promote this. Beautiful guitar. I assume it's not. I trust him enough to believe it's not. I'm just letting you know I have nothing for comparison. So if you were a member of the old Guitar Super System, leave a comment below and let me know, how does it compare? How is the version you're used to stack up against this new and assumedly improved version? I'm diving into this with pretty fresh eyes. I'm a fairly average guitarist. I know a little bit about music theory, but not a whole lot. So I'm definitely in a great position to judge whether or not this platform is good to learn things on, because I have a lot to learn, because there's a lot I don't know. So without further ado, here's my initial impressions. Well, for starters, I think the app itself is pretty well thought out. Just as far as the user interface and organization go, the intuitiveness of everything, the look and feel are good and consistent from device to device. I think maybe at first glance it might seem like everything's a bit cluttered, but you'll find that's not the case pretty quickly. You can see here it's pretty simple to navigate, not too many places to get lost. Everything is pretty clearly labeled. I imagine if there's anything specific that you wanted to look for, it wouldn't be too difficult to find. Especially because there's a nifty search function that I found to be pretty spot on. Basically anything I typed in, a slew of related videos popped up, and that's pretty good. There's the library feature, so if you found a specific video to be particularly useful, or you're just gonna need it again for quick reference, you can throw it right in there. There's a pretty healthy breadth of content in there, and I think, especially for beginners, there's just gonna be plenty to work through. I will point out that when I tried to use the app on my Apple TV, I was unable to load any of the PDFs. There's a lot of the lessons will come with PDF files, usually like scale charts or tabs or whatever for what's going on in the lesson, and that was just inaccessible on the Apple TV. Worked fine on my phone, fine on a tablet, did not work on the Apple TV, although I am pretty sure that that's because of Apple. I don't think that has anything to do with Guitar Super System. I'm pretty sure just tvOS does not allow for PDFs. I think that's the only problem there. I can't confirm or deny whether that a similar problem like that would occur on a Roku or Google TV or any other sort of smart TV operating system. I don't know. I don't have any of those for reference, but on Apple TV at least, that is a problem I ran into. As for the lessons themselves, again, not too shabby. If you're someone who's a fan of the Music Is Win channel and you find Tyler to be a likable guy and you think he's someone you'd like to get guitar lessons from, well, that is pretty much what you're getting. There isn't a huge difference between how he presents information in Guitar Super System versus how he does it on his channel proper, other than the fact that these videos are tailored to teach you something versus his channel's more to entertain you. That's really the only difference. If there's anything you liked about his channel, you're not losing anything coming over to Guitar Super System. It's the same personality, everything carries over. So if that's something you're comfortable with and that you like, you'll like this. I started in Music Theory 101 because that's about where my knowledge level is, and I felt like I was learning. I think he's done a very good job of divvying up information from video to video, meaning that each video feels like it's substantial enough that you're learning something, but you're not being overwhelmed with a lot of information about the same idea. There's never too much just crammed into a single video. It gives you a chance to chew on whatever you've learned before moving on to the next thing, so you can kind of more easily stack what you're learning. I will say there were a few things here and there that I felt were missing. Like when I was watching a video on, I think it was the major scale, and he started it by saying at this point you should have the whole neck of the guitar memorized, and I was like, well, I don't. Like, there wasn't like a lesson for that. It was just like, this is a thing you should really know. You should go learn that. Like, yeah, that is why someone would purchase a guitar lessons subscription, to learn these things. I did end up finding a very useful video on YouTube on how to memorize the notes on the guitar, and I will link that down below. I'm still working at it, but it has helped me immensely. That was really the only moment where I felt like I had been roadblocked. Like, again, I don't know exactly how I expected him to teach me how to memorize all the notes on the guitar, but if that's something that I need to learn, there should be some tips or tricks or something, some video going over how you might go about memorizing the neck of the guitar, because there's a lot going on there. Maybe it didn't exist, or maybe it does exist, but it just wasn't in that playlist, and that's a possibility too. Remember, this was a 7-day trial. I didn't get into everything. I just kind of stuck with the videos on the lessons I was trying to learn. It's totally possible that it exists, or anything that might have been missing does exist elsewhere in the app, and those gaps will be filled in as you explore more. Because there was a couple other times too where he was talking about something that I already knew previously and I understood, but I was wondering if the way he was explaining it, if somebody didn't have any knowledge of this whatsoever, would it make the same sense to them that it's making to me? But I was pretty happy with my time. I did feel like I was learning things that I did not previously know, and it didn't take long for that to happen. So the big question, I guess, is there a benefit to getting something like this versus just browsing on YouTube where everything's free? And yeah, there is. And let me explain to you why. Something that's very important, and maybe the most important to learning anything or getting work done or just maintaining focus in general, is having an environment that facilitates that. This is true in both a physical and a digital sense. It's not even necessarily an environment that's distraction free, it's just an environment that encourages what you want to accomplish. So follow me on this one. Think, for example, cafe writers. We've seen them. You go into a coffee shop and all the tables are taken up with people on their laptops just typing away. I used to think that these people were just trying to pretentiously show off that they were writers. Like, they were there specifically so that everyone could see them writing and they could feel smug about it. Until one day I actually tried it, and I realized that anytime I put myself in a public setting, I got way more work done. Like, a lot more work done. Sometimes a cafe, usually a bar. But the point is, there's something about when you're in a public space that you feel less tempted to use your time frivolously. It's like there's some unspoken but still palpable social pressure to keep you on task. Now, if I'm at my house, there's really no pressure to do anything. Yeah, I could work, or I could watch Stranger Things, or play Halo, or make a snack, read a book, scroll through Instagram, spend 4 hours on TikTok. Even if I know I should be working, it's just as doable as any of the other 1,000 things that I could also be doing. And the things that you should do will almost always lose out to the things you want to do. In a public setting, there's only so much you can do. You've eliminated most of your options. No Pornhub at Starbucks. No! And you feel somewhat pressured to just go and do the thing that you went there to do in the first place, so you just do it. The environment encourages getting the work done. You see what I'm saying? So yes, you can get a lot of the information offered on Guitar Super System throughout YouTube, but it will likely not be from the same person. It will not be organized. You'll hop around the site from video to video, learning from different people with different teaching styles and different opinions of what they think is important to know or not. And then right in the middle of the lesson, you're going to get interrupted so you could watch an ad for fucking Febreze. All the while, YouTube recommendations for every other interest you've ever had in your life are being thrown in your face in a desperate grab for your attention. Whereas here, it's just guitar. It's just the lessons. You open the app and nothing is there to derail you. You can just go. At whatever pace is good for you to go. You can go. A singularly focused app. It's an environment that encourages you learning. Whereas on YouTube, it's an environment that encourages distraction. You can do it, but your chances are better in a focused environment based on what you're trying to learn. Overall, from the technical aspect of it to the content that's offered, I am impressed. Where I'm a little leery is it's the price. It's $9.99 per month, and just compared to other things that are $10 a month, I don't know that it's quite worth that. The kicker is a year's subscription is $50.99, which sounds like a lot, but it's a year's subscription versus, you know, if you pay month by month, it's $120. So by getting the year's subscription, it's cutting the price down by more than half. It's like it cut it in half and then gave you a free month on top of that, almost. So that's a pretty great deal, but we musicians, we're not typically a particularly flush bunch of folks when it comes to cash. So I think a lot of us would find it difficult to have that lump sum ready to drop on something like this in particular. So most likely, I mean, I know for me, I would most likely be having to go month by month, and it's irksome that it is just so much more expensive. I know that Fender and Gibson also have apps that also offer lessons, and I'm pretty sure they're around that same price. So here's what I'm going to do, actually. Instead of just doing another video and doing like a full, like in-depth review of just Guitar Super System, I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get all three. I'm going to get Guitar Super System, Fender Play, and the Gibson app. And I'm just going to do like a full-on battle royale. I'm going to dive into each of them, see where each one shines, where each one falters, and determine which guitar learning app is the most worthy of that $10 a month. We'll see. I think this could be a lot of fun. But what do you think? Have you been using Guitar Super System? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? What do you wish it did better? What do you think it does great? If you've used the old one, how does it compare to the old one? Please leave the comments below. Let me know. And that's all from me. Please subscribe if you'd like to come back. Thank you for coming back if you're already subscribed. If you like the video, go strum the thumb, up pick or down pick, any which way, it's okay. And thanks for coming out. I'll see you at the next gig.